Welcome to the channel Ghulam Farooque's official YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going deep into a topic every serious researcher must understand: the 10 most important types of research gaps. These gaps can help you shape a strong thesis, write a powerful proposal, or publish a high-quality research paper. So let's begin. 1. Knowledge gap. This is the most basic and common research gap. A knowledge gap exists when a topic hasn't been studied before or lacks sufficient literature. You may find only 1 or 2 studies, or none at all. Example: if no one has studied how online education affects rural girls in Pakistan, that's a knowledge gap and an opportunity for you to contribute something original. 2. Theoretical gap. A theoretical gap occurs when a research problem hasn't been explained using a proper theory or conceptual model. Why does this matter? Because theory gives structure and depth to your research. If there's no theory being applied, or existing theories are outdated or irrelevant, you found a theoretical gap. Example: if people are studying digital addiction but ignoring psychological theories like operant conditioning, that's a gap you can fill. 3. Methodological gap. This gap is all about how previous research was done. Sometimes researchers use outdated tools, weak sampling, or improper techniques. Example: if all studies on diabetic eye diseases use small sample sizes or only cross-sectional data, you can bring improvement by using longitudinal data, AI-based imaging tools, or a mixed method approach. 4. Empirical gap. An empirical gap means there's not enough real-world evidence to back up a claim. Sometimes researchers propose theories or models, but no one has tested them in real environments. Example: a model predicting job satisfaction might exist in theory, but hasn't been tested in Pakistani hospitals. That's your chance to collect new data and validate it. 5. Population gap. This gap exists when certain populations are underrepresented or excluded from research. For example, most health studies might focus on adults, ignoring children, elderly, or minority groups. If you focus on those neglected populations, your research becomes more inclusive and socially valuable. 6. Geographical gap. This happens when research is concentrated in one country or region and ignores others. For example, many studies are conducted in the US or Europe, but findings might not apply to Asia or Africa. You can fill this gap by applying or testing those findings in your local context, like rural Sindh or urban Karachi. 7. Temporal gap. Research becomes outdated over time. What was relevant 5 years ago may not be valid today due to technology, policies, or social behavior changes. Example: pre-COVID studies on education might not reflect the reality of remote learning, so updating those findings fills a temporal gap. 8. Practical or policy gap. Many studies end with conclusion, but no practical steps or policy suggestions. That's a practical or policy gap. If your research leads to actionable results, like better hospital protocols, educational policies, or AI usage guidelines, it becomes more impactful. 9. Contradictory gap. Sometimes 2 or more studies show opposite results. One says social media causes depression. The other says it builds self-esteem. These contradictions create confusion. As a researcher, your job is to explore this further and find the real answer using strong evidence. 10. Innovation or technology gap. This gap arises when new technologies, tools, or innovations are emerging, but haven't yet been studied in academia. Example: AI tools like ChatGPT are revolutionizing education, but there's still little peer-reviewed research on their long-term effects. That's your research opportunity. These are the 10 most important research gaps, and understanding them can make your research more relevant, original, and publishable. If you found this helpful, give the video a like, share with your research fellows, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on AI, research, and academic growth. Ghulam Farooque, signing off. Meet you in next demanded topic.